Your success is at hand. That is true for each of us, each and every day, but then we have to decide if we're going to embrace that success. And it is within each of us. And it's going to be different for each person, but you know what it is when you embrace it because you feel great and you live the life you're supposed to have. But that's also the title of a message that I received last year from Wilhelm on this date. And today it said, well, are you going to accept it? See, because that's what we're all meant to do. We're each born into the world to accomplish something, and we're born to do it at a particular time. No one is exempt from that. And we're at a place now where you might want to embrace who you are and accept who you are because that would make a great difference in your life, but also in our world. And I'm talking about that because I've been putting out so much information to explain what's been happening in your life and in our world because I had that information, but I had to accept myself as well. And yesterday there was a message that said you can achieve self-mastery. And see, self-mastery and self-acceptance are the same thing because when you can accept the life path that you were given, that's when you become successful. That's when you will live and accomplish everything that you've ever wanted in your life. And it doesn't matter when you decide to do that, just as long as you do. It could change over time as well. That's exactly what's happened for me. I would have never told you that I would have been here at 73 doing this now. Your potential is ongoing. You never fulfill it as long as you choose to be alive. And that could be a choice as well that we each make, but it becomes more important for you to understand how important you are, which is what I've always wanted everyone to understand that you're on the earth, especially at this time, to do something wonderful. And if you do that, you help the world become better. And so now I have to do that as well. I talked about this a bit. Came out on my show. If you saw the show Beyond Belief with George Nuri that came out last week, I talked a bit about that, and I've done some other interviews. But now I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I'm going to talk more because I want you to understand what might be going on for you and what's happening in the world because it happens in your consciousness. That's all that we have. When we come into the world, all we have to navigate the world is our consciousness. But then we don't understand all the time that it's been formed by what we have been taught from our family, our ancestors, our parents, whoever it is, and how we grew up, what country we were in, and all of that, but also what time we happen to be existing on the planet, because this is all connected by energy. I did a wonderful thing yesterday. I just started searching for time and space, and I found an article on Wikipedia called the philosophy of time and space because we've thought about that for the longest time. Einstein talked about it. All of people talk about it, and that's because we couldn't figure it out. I couldn't tell you how I received information over decades that is relevant to what's happening in the world now and why it was meant to turn into a philosophy that was help the world evolve and help you evolve. I couldn't have told you that. None of us know that because consciousness is something that we're always developing and we do it individually and certain people do it in different ways. Mine was a different way. Living my life, having experiences, but then also receiving cosmic guidance and then coming to believe and accept that I was given this philosophy, and then knowing that even it was connected to each person. I received a message on each person's birthday that would tell them why they are on the earth at this time and what they could accomplish. And if they were to do that, their lives would become great and then the world would evolve. Well, that's what happened. But having others believe that was really challenging, which is why I'm so grateful that I was able to do that show because now people could hear a little bit more, and it's gotten a lot of play, let's say, across the world. But I'm going to also do more, and it's going to millions now because I want people to understand that you can accomplish anything. There are no limits in your life, and I know this, and I can tell you firsthand because I've lived it all. All what we move through in our lives, we can call it ascension because that is what we're doing. We have to move through all the blockages, all the dark nights of the soul, all the challenges, all the failures, whatever it might have been. Maybe terrible relationships. It could have been any of those things, but all of them had value. because that was the life path you were given. And once you figure it out, you shift and change the energy. And now you're living this great life. And then you've also offered something to everyone else because we don't know what we can accomplish unless it's demonstrated by someone else. But let me read you that message because you will understand so much more. I just put it together on this little display here to show you. And it's this. We are always ahead. That means I receive information before it actually shows up in the world, which was also challenging, but I'm going to talk about that a lot more. And this is the message that was received last year. And it says, your success is at hand. When we use the word success, it indicates a feeling you have in your life of accomplishment, abundance, and contribution. We say it is at hand now because there is a portion of yourself you have yet to understand, fulfill your potential, and make the energetic shift in your life that would be felt in your world. We said we have been guiding you through restructuring your life in the world and provided messages on specific dates. The one we offered 3 years ago will make sense today. It would be best if you did not experience any regret, for that would be counterproductive to the change you could make now, which would be most important in your life and world. Please study the information and take what you can now, for there will be more as there are no limits to what you can create individually and collectively. And then we go to the next part of it, and it says, the secret to success. And this goes back to 2020. And this, we will indeed provide you with the secret you've sought, but you will still face the dilemma you've maintained and entertained for eons, and that is, will you believe it? This morning, we led Roger to a video of a reading of the book, The Secret Door to Success by Florence Scovel Shinn. We have mentioned Florence before and do so again here for context. Roger knew he had read this book more than 40 years ago, just as he read other works of hers. Roger hesitated as he looked at the video this morning before deciding to listen, for he knew he might hear something uncomfortable, of course, as we have always lovingly provided. Yes, we are attempting to inject humor. And then the end of it is the principles espoused in the books have existed throughout your eternity. Still, you don't understand or accept them until you have extracted the wisdom you were meant to gather in this lifetime. The essence of Florence's book is that the secret door to success, if you are willing to walk through it, is opened by your believing in yourself. That sentence is complicated, so you would read it. We will continue with this thread in future messages, for we want you to attempt to embody and truly feel how important you are, for that is the secret door to success. But you must open the door. Wilhelm. Now, when that message came through in 2020, I didn't understand it fully. And if you had read it, probably you wouldn't either. But you can look at the world now and then you start to see a little bit more of what they were talking about because we energetically contribute to the formation of our world by how we decide to feel about ourselves. And we go through this process of letting go of the old stuff, which would be dense, lower vibrational energy so that we can accept higher vibrational energy within us, and that causes healing. And I can say that because that's what this work has done for me. And so I can only talk about what I know is possible. Everyone won't experience the kind of physical healing that I have, but it is possible if you decide that you're going to put your attention to that and focus on what you want to achieve in your life. Because what you discover is that when you become aligned with who you are, your authentic purpose, then you have everything you want. I'm speaking about this too because I almost wanted to apologize because that's what that message was saying, because you discover, why didn't I know this before? Why didn't I know what I had? That's every single person. I'm saying that I'm no different than you. And it doesn't matter what you've accomplished because there's always more. I've done big things in my life, but I shifted again because there was a bigger mission that I knew I was meant to fulfill. And it's the same for you. And it's really important for you to do that now because there are energies changing in our world that are going to be influenced by what you decide to do. And if you think about this, there's no one person who has more power or ability than another. It's in our consciousness. Power is only energy, and it is only the consciousness and the way that we choose to use it and embody it within ourselves. That's the only difference. But over generations, what's happened is we have been talked out of our importance. And so this is why my Wilhelm said they gave us a program, a new philosophy to create something different, meaning honoring each person, understanding that every person born has something within them to develop and bring to the world, and if they can are allowed to do that, then they will thrive, become abundant, and contribute to the world in a much greater way than they ever could have before. And that's the work that I was given. And it's been proven because I'm sitting here and healed so many things. So I know what others can do. Someone came into the program the other day and said and then they left because they were trying to get it for their fiance and they hadn't started. They just looked at it and they said, "Well, I wanted something that was going to lead her to her purpose." I go, "Well, that's exactly what this is. That's what I do. When I'm receiving this information, I'm receiving cosmic guidance. And so everything that I have received works for everyone. That's why the results come through because you start to understand who you are. It's never about telling you anything. It's about you discovering the genius and the wealth of information and wisdom that exist within you and that unique life path that you had to bring into the world. And then when you start doing that, you become confident, you become happier, you become empowered. And that's an entirely new energy that you're now putting into your life and also into the world. And energies we've discovered and we're discovering more. And this is how I'm going to spend the rest of my life because um, I couldn't understand how I received this and the resulting healing and awareness and clarity. But that's what I'm going to continue to work on and put down because I have 35 years of this work that I have yet to put it down. And that's what I'm doing now. But the main point of this is you can do anything. And so when someone asks me what this work is for, who it's for, I said it's for any human who wants to achieve the next level of their life. Because you're never done, but what you will be is a little afraid of what you can do. And you'll stop yourself because you don't believe you could do it. So this just gives you the support and the understanding to break through the barrier that only exists in your thinking. And I can say that because I experienced all of them. But enjoy this and please read the a message today and the one yesterday. You'll get so much more because those were arranged over several years. And you have to imagine that your consciousness evolves over time, over linear time. And so does the consciousness, the collective consciousness of our world. And we're moving through a period now where we have to decide if we're going to raise our individual consciousness to be able to accomplish something in our lives and then also offer that to the world. That's the logical part of this. That's the logical part of science. And when you understand your essence and what you have, your life will take off, and that's what will happen. And I'll give you more things because I have two things that are coming up. I'm going to a much larger audience on October 9th, and then I'm going to an even huger audience across many countries on October 19th. So I'll give you all of that information. But please also watch the episode that's already out on Beyond Belief, and I'll leave the link in this video. You can accomplish anything, and you will do that when you decide to accept yourself, and that's when you will gain mastery over your life. All right. See you soon.